Alright, I've gotten a ton of requests to do 3-style walkthrough solves. Well, 3-blind in general, but I don't think there's much point in me doing anything other than 3-style. So there are a few things I'll say before I get into it. I think I might make like multiple installations for 3-style walkthrough solves, so this will be part 1. I think the way I would want to do this is to go really in depth with like everything I do in a 3-blind solve and why. So I think each solve might take up to like 10 minutes. And for the people who really want to like learn what someone who's globally sub 30 does in every solve, they'll probably be okay with investing 10 minutes into each one of these videos, and I'll probably put one out like semi-frequently. Things I'll get into, I will talk about memo, exactly what goes through my head in each memo. Then I'll talk about just exactly what algs I'd use to solve each case. Flipped edges and all that, like breaking into flipped edges, and exactly what comms I use and why. Like why those are good comms to use, and maybe some alternatives if there's like, if it's kind of iffy for some cases, what case is best. And I'll talk about, I'll show you like, I'll execute each comm slowly so you know what I'm, like what the finger trick is. I'll put every alg I use in the description. Basically just like reconstruct what I did. So yeah, let's get into this. First scramble. Okay, so my orientation is orange front, yellow top, and I scramble in my orientation, so you should just scramble in your orientation if you want to follow along, just so we have like all the same cases. Also, forgot to mention, I use UBL and FD. So if you use DF, I think UBL DF is probably the most common set of buffers, at least in the US. So if you use DF instead of FD, then just target the opposite of each piece, and it'll be analogous to what I'm doing. I memorize corners first, and then I memorize edges, audio. So corners are with a like just string of a few words, and I just like maybe I like really rough visual of those few words, and then I move on. I don't review it at all, because once you get to like 10 memo, you don't have time for review, and you'll forget corners occasionally, but it's still totally doable to maintain like 60% accuracy or better when you don't review at all, and I don't think it's necessary at all to have better than 60% accuracy. So if that bothers you, you gotta get over it, honestly. Okay, so first we got this to there to there, so that's for me SI. This is one of my worst. Great start. This is one of my worst letter pairs. I just use C, like the word, the Spanish word C. So I just picture like a Spanish person saying C. That's really bad. I need to fix that. We've got this piece twisted. I normally always, well, so yeah, that's my buffer, so I'd have to cycle break. I normally always break to UBR, but right now it's twisted, so I'd break to UFR. That's second place, and that's an easy comm too, so that's cool, because we've got UFR RDF, which is CO for me. CO is coffee, so I'd picture a Spanish person saying C, like someone's offering them coffee and they're like C, and then goes back to this piece. So it's not the best corner scramble. 5 double prime, so yeah. C, I want coffee. P is penis. Okay, one thing you're gonna get used to is, or you need to get used to if you're gonna watch these, I have pretty profane memo a lot of the time, so sorry if your virgin ears can't handle it. So yeah, C, I want coffee on my penis, and then I always memorize flipped or twisted corners visually. So, and I always just memorize where either the top color sticker is or the bottom color sticker is, depending on like, you know, what face the twisted corner is on. So I would just remember that is where the yellow sticker is on this twisted corner, and that is where the white sticker is on this twisted corner. Okay, and we have parity, so keep in mind that I'll be doing UL-UB swap for edges. If you don't know what that is, just really quickly, basically if you get parity on corners and you memorize corners first, execute edges first, you get parity on corners, you can just always solve UL and UB as if they're swapped. So right now, this is actually kind of lucky because since the scramble has parity, that means this piece is already solved, pseudo-solved, because this belongs right there, and we want to end up with these two swapped. So that's already solved. And I'm going to end up putting the yellow-green edge right there, so that when we do the parity alg for corners, it'll swap those, and we don't have to do like some stupid D prime L2D M2 M2 parity alg, because that's really slow, and also including like an M2 target, which is really slow. M2 target plus parity alg is way slower than just doing one com. So yeah, we're gonna memo that with those swapped. So starting here, we got there to there to there. That's BC for me. So I just say BIC because this is audio. BC, BIC, and then we got here. And I think for this, I would just break to BU because that's 5 mover. UW, that's W for me. I think I'd do like BIC UA. It might be better to just come up with like a sound that you know is UW, but doesn't actually sound like UW. But yeah, so it'd be like BIC UA. And then from here to there to there. I always use Quinn for, that's QN for me, so I always use Quinn. It's one syllable, so it's pretty decent. Quinn is just like a friend of mine, so it applies to like multi-blind memo too. I can just picture my friend. So BIC, UA, Quinn, and then here to there. That's FT for me, fat. It's always good. Just keep in mind, always good to use like one syllable words if you can for audio. And so I always just, it's basically like, yeah, one syllable words / sounds for each letter pair. And then I just kind of like make it a string. I know some people like to like try to come up with a sound for each 4 words, but I feel like this is roughly the same thing, and it's just like pretty straightforward. So BIC, UA, Quinn, fat, and then from here to there to there, because this is, like I said, the yellow green edge piece, and we want to solve it right there. So that's VW again. So BIC, UA, Quinn, fat, vow. VW is vow, like a marriage vow. And then I would memorize visually that this piece has to be swapped. So BIC, UA, Quinn, fat, vow, flip. And that's it. All right, so for the solving, first com is here to here to here, there, there, there. For that, this is a pure com, I think, technically, because the insertion is R, U prime, R prime, U. That inserts this piece right there. That's how you'd start off, and then the interchange is M prime. That should probably be pretty obvious, here to here. And you can cancel a move on this one, which is nice, by doing a wide R prime at the end. So I would do it like this. It's technically regripless, I think. So R, U prime, U, M, R, or U prime, R, U, and then wide R prime, because the last 2 moves would be R prime, M. So it's really nice when you can avoid doing an M move, because those tend to be awkward. So again, like that. And then the next one is here to here. That's a pretty easy one. It's just M, U2, M, U2, M2. And I always do M moves with my middle finger push, like that. So we broke right there. And then next one was Quinn. This is kind of a weird one, but I'm pretty sure this is the optimal alg for this. Like the naive alg to do would be L, R2, and that sets up to a 5 mover, the MU5 mover, but that's a lot of regrips to do that, and then a 5 mover. So what you can do is M2, U, and that sets up to an RE 5 mover. That setup put the buffer right there, didn't move the other two pieces, and so we've got like here to here to here. So a little bit faster it'd be like, and then you would put this piece right here because you're first shooting here to here. The E, or E prime, I would do with my middle finger like that. So M2, U, R, E prime, R2, E, same finger, and then R, and then undo the setup, U prime, M2. That's a pretty advanced comm, I think, but it's a good one, and you should try to learn it. Next one is here to here to here. It's got a regroup at the beginning, but it's an 8 mover. It's basically F interchange or F prime interchange here to here, and then the insertion would be R prime, S prime, R. But I don't finger trick it like that, just to show you. So F prime, I would do with that finger. So to be more specific, regrip right there. F prime with that finger. R prime, S with my pointer, left pointer. And then R, and then F with the same right ring. And then R prime, S with this pointer, R. So again, it was F prime, R prime, S prime, R, F, R, S, R prime, S, R. This is pretty hard to do when you're showing finger tricks and like calling out all the moves. But hopefully you followed along. And then we've got one more comm left in the twisted, or the flipped edge. And so if you don't know already, if you have a single flipped edge, you can flip that edge with one commutator by doing a neat little trick. Basically, so we have the case here, here, here. So what you can do is just shoot from here to any side of this flipped edge, basically whatever side gives you a faster comm. In my opinion, I think shooting here to here is the faster comm, and I'll show you in a second. And then, so you'd shoot here to here, and then you would shoot to the other side that you didn't hit with the first comm of the flipped edge, and then there to the other side of the last target. So like originally we were going to do here to here, so instead we're going to do here to here, and then here to there. I'll just show you. The comm I would do for here to here is wide R setup, so regrip in the beginning, wide R setup, U prime, and then that's another RE5 mover. Since it was here to here, that's going to be an R for the first move, and then E with my left middle finger, R2 prime like that, E prime with my left middle finger, and then R, and then U, wide R prime, undo the regrip. And then last comm is here, 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 like I said before. This one is another slightly advanced commutator. Actually requires, it's got good concepts to it, so I'm going to actually spend a minute on this. So I'll set up the case. So here to here to here, right? Well, I guess actually I'll show what I do for this case just to simplify it. So here to here to here is what I'm going to set up to. So the alg I do for this to this starts with a U move. Just U setup into an 8 mover, or a 9 mover actually. This would be an M prime setup, like that. And then this is an 8 move UF comm, which you could do with U prime interchange, R prime ER insertion. But since we did an M prime setup into this, you can instead do U prime interchange like before, but then wide R prime, E wide R insertion. So what that does is allows you to cancel one move, and you can avoid one M move and turn it into an R, a wide R basically. So So yeah, for this case right here, we would actually just start with an R prime move, because instead we would just be doing like M prime wide R, same thing. M prime wide R is also just a little, or a normal R prime. So yeah, starts with a R prime. That's where you cancel the move. And then it would be the rest of the insertion, wide R, and then U prime interchange, do the normal insertion, and then undo the interchange, undo the setup. So that was 9 moves, right? So really quick, one more time. So for this case, it's just a U setup into that. So U, R prime, E, R, U prime, R prime, E prime, R, U, M, U prime, undoing the setup. So all the edges are solved. We flipped that corner, or we flipped that edge with one comm. Cool, right? All right, on to corners. This is taking a longer time than I thought. Okay, first case was C, right here, S-I. For this is a pretty fast comm. It's an iffy regrip. I guess it's technically a regrip. The setup is going to be U R prime, and so I do it's like kind of a regrip, basically just like regrip your thumb like that, so you can pull that U R prime. And then the interchange is U2, obviously, because we have this to this, and then interchange this, or insert this piece to the buffer first with an R prime DR. So really slowly, this is going to be U R prime, cancels into that insertion, and I did the D move with this finger. U2, R prime, also D prime with this finger, R, U2, and then undo the setup, R, U prime, undo regrip. So again, really quick, U, R prime, D, R, U2, R prime, D prime, R, U2, R, U prime. So that was that case. This next one's really obvious. Regripless 8-mover, here to here to here, if you don't remember, coffee. So that's just U2 interchange, R prime, D prime, R insertion, which inserts that piece right there. And then that's an easy one. And then we've got here, that's penis. Sorry again about that. And then remember we had 2 twisted corners. So when I have parity and twisted corners, I always solve each twist with one commutator. And it's kind of a similar concept to what I showed before with the flipped edge, but easier. So that I don't have to think so much, I just shoot from here, which was the parity target, to the top color sticker. And then you would just shoot to, it's basically like you're shooting to here, and then you're going to have that sticker at the buffer, so you would want to next shoot to there, and then to the bottom layer color, and then that would be your parity target at the end. So again, this is our parity target, so I'd shoot here to here, and then start the next comm by shooting here, and that solves that corner. And then the second target in that pair is this, and then parity target's there. So here to here is an RUL 8-mover. It's pretty simple, just like R, and then we insert this to right there using U prime, L prime, U. Undo the interchange, undo the insertion. And then we've got here to here. This is a 10-mover, but we're going to utilize a really important concept, which is simultaneous UD moves. So since it's here to here, we're going to insert this piece right there, right? And we can do that by doing the interchange, which is U. That should be pretty obvious. But I'm also setting up this piece right there, or right there. So basically I'm doing a D prime setup, D prime with this finger, and then to this comm, which is super fast 8 quarter turn metric 8 mover. So, and we do that first D prime move the same time as that interchange, like that. So U D prime, and then it's R D R prime interchange, or insertion, R D R prime, U prime to undo the interchange. I would do the R D prime R prime, D prime with this finger, and then D with the same finger again. And now we just have parity alg. Again, we're going to utilize simultaneous UD right here. And another important concept that we're going to use is regripping during other moves. So I'm doing this, it's going to be a U prime D prime setup, or a U prime D prime R2 prime setup into a J perm. I'm going to do the U prime D prime with this hand only, my left hand. So U prime with that finger, D prime with this finger. So U prime D prime, and when I do that, I'm regripping this hand to start the R2 prime like that. So again, it's like I'm in standard grip, and then I do the U prime D prime and regrip all at the same time. And then that U prime sets into a J perm. So J perm, and then we can actually cancel into finishing this. So it would be an R U prime R, or R U prime R U D prime, or U D, my bad. So really quick again, that would be U prime D prime regrip, J perm, R2 U prime, and during that U prime you regrip again, R U D. Alternatively, you can do D F prime into a canceled Y perm, but yeah, that's definitely slower. While you can do the regrip during the D move, it's still just like setting up to 17 moves rather than setting up to like an equivalent amount of moves, because you're doing simultaneous UD, setting up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So yeah. And that concludes the first solve, and that took way longer than I thought. So hopefully it was helpful. Let me know if you have any critiques, because my first one, I'm going to definitely treat it like trial and error. If you think I should do anything less or more, let me know. All right, see ya.